Hi hearties, welcome back to Teacup Trail. My name is Joanna. If you don't know, I started the Teacup Trail in May 2021. I talk about season 6, 7, and 8, particularly on the love triangle between Elizabeth, Lucas, and Nathan. We, the hearties, witnessed Elizabeth picking Lucas at the end of season 8. That was beautiful. What will happen to Nathan in season 9? Here we are, season 9. I'm so excited to be back on here. I hope you are too. I hope you like that little changed up in the introduction. I hope you enjoyed this journey of season 9 with me on the Teacup Trail. Let's get started.
Jack and I were gone for a month that felt like a lifetime. And yet, when we returned, Lucas made us feel as though we hadn't been away for any time at all.
Elizabeth confirmed that it's been a month since she had been away from Hope Valley with little Jack. That is a long time, but I do want to say though, that's technically like a long distance relationship in a way, but they survived.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, Lucas!
Hi, Elizabeth. Let me help you down.
Thank you.
Hi. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
I think we're gonna have to stop calling you Little Jack.
Thank you for sending the cab. How did you know we'd be arriving early?
I didn't.
I was very impressed by Lucas in that moment when he picked up little Jack off from his seat. He is a very hands-on father. I think it's really important when you date someone that have kids. It's really important to acknowledge the kids, right? And to be hands-on and to not be afraid or to not neglect their kids. And it's really cute. Little Jack, Hoppy, Lucas was, hey buddy, hey buddy. And we get to see him grow up a lot already. First episode of season 9, he gets to talk more. He understands a little bit more of what's going on in his surroundings.
Lucas.
Mr. Smith.
Jerome, please.
It's great to finally shake your hand.
I'm afraid my hands are a bit sticky.
Mother made taffy and Jack was insistent on sharing with Mr. Smith. I hope you'll forgive us.
It was a delight sharing a berth.
I was thinking of like a random thought. I don't know if it will make sense to you. Throughout season 6, 7, 8, we got to know a little bit more about Lucas' upbringing and the parenting style of his parents, especially his mom. We haven't met Lucas' dad yet. So I was like thinking like, okay, how Lucas would be to little Jack. This moment right now is just sticking hands. Lucas wasn't very disgusted by it. He was just like surprised, and he's just like, okay, like that's a very rare opportunity to shake someone's hand that is sticky, because if your hands are dirty or wet or whatnot, common sense, you clean your hand before you shake someone's hand out of respect. So little Jack just like laughing it off, like he's innocent, like he's just a little toddler. So yeah, it's just like how Lucas, will react to that. But he just like went along with it. They hoped that Lucas would be more open and more loving than his mother was. I'm not talking bad about Helen, but I think Elizabeth gonna bring Lucas to a level that he doesn't know that it existed when it comes to little Jack.
So long there, my sticky companion.
Bye.
He seems like a very nice man.
I certainly hope so. He and I have a lot of business to discuss. I missed you.
I really like how Lucas had like an immediate switch in his mind. He's like, enough about work, let's talk about you, Elizabeth, me and you.
Well, will you two be all right walking home together?
We will stretch our legs and we will take in the air.
I'll bring your bags by later. Did I mention how much I missed you?
I've missed you too. Now go, you have work to do.
Lucas still makes the time to check in on Elizabeth by asking her if she will be okay walking home with little Jack and her suitcase.
No. No, Elizabeth, you and Jack are what's important. Work can wait. Let me walk you home.
Are you sure?
Yes. Please, tell me everything that's happened since I saw you off.
Swing!
A swing?
Swing!
And then he had that sudden switch in his mind again, like, work can wait, let me walk you home. And to me, that's like a great sign. And also the fact that he really taking this relationship very seriously and that family is more important than anything else. Little things, it really matters. Like, it doesn't have to be like a grand gesture or a big moment of just to be together. It's a little moment that count, and walking home might not mean much, or it doesn't weigh much, but if Lucas take the opportunity to have those little moments with Elizabeth and little Jack, or just little Jack, it adds up over time.
You're up early. Jack's not even up.
Yes, I have a very full day.
Oh, I have freshly baked scones.
How early were you up? This week's Valley Voice.
Thank you. I missed reading it.
Well, you'll catch up on the news in no time.
Still make the time to see Elizabeth in the morning and just to say hi to her and just to see how she's doing and how she's adjusting being back home. And the little thought that Lucas always makes for her, like the newspaper, like she could have got it, in town, but Lucas brought it to her. And again, it's just the little things that Lucas does for Elizabeth.
Would you like coffee?
I can't stay.
Oh, well, do you at least have time for a kiss?
Always.
Lucas stepped inside Elizabeth's house. Voila, it's official. And in season 8, like I mentioned before, he did not step inside her house. And I talk about, like, I assume it's because, like, he had this, like, some sort of belief, like, it's not his house. He's, like, respecting the house that Jack and Elizabeth house, and that he's not the man of the house. And since he's dating Elizabeth, it's like he is becoming the man of the house, but it's still not his home yet. If that makes sense.
Are you sure you don't have time to stay?
Elizabeth, you know that your clock is running 5 minutes fast.
Yes. I prefer that it
I
runs
understand,
ahead.
but why not maintain
Lucas.
the correct time?
Well, we've been talking clocks. We could have had coffee and scones.
Yes.
If a clock is not running on time, it's maybe like a little pet peeve for him. Like, it annoys him when the clock is not running at the right time. And Elizabeth caught Lucas, and she's like, you have time for that, but you don't have time to sit down with me and have coffee and scone. And I'm just like, oop, that's a little, not argument, like a little mischief, or like a little disagreement. And they're just like, oop, like, my bad, like, I did not realize that. And he didn't apologize, but he just, like, respect Elizabeth and acknowledged that she was right.
Let's have dinner instead. Just the 3 of us.
You and I and Mr. Smith?
At least you won't have to cut up his food. I should go. I really can't be late.
Just the 2 of us then. Jack's still worn out from the trip.
Great. I'll cut up my own food. Bye.
Bye.
Did Lucas kiss Elizabeth on her nose? Did I see that right? That's really cute.
Hi there.
Hi. How was Hamilton?
Good. My family had a really good time with Jack. Of course, they hardly paid any attention to me.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Same thing happened when I dropped Allie off at her grandparents'. Oh, I dropped Allie off at her grandparents'. Is that okay? Minnie gave her a bunch of homework.
Allie's very bright. I'm sure she'll be just fine.
I was a little bit nervous for this scene because I was like, I hope Nathan is okay. I still here for him, even though our team Lucas in season 8. She nervously waved at Nathan and he took off his hat out of respect, and they just went at it. Like, they started talking, and I'm just like, okay, this is good. Like, that comfortableness is starting to come back between the two, and I'm really glad to see that between the two. And they still have that special bond in the friendship. They still talk about Allie and the life of being a single parent.
So I guess I'll talk. Sorry.
Never mind.
Nathan, please.
I was wondering if you thought that maybe Lucas could teach me how to drive.
Elizabeth was like a little bit hesitant, like, okay, what are you going to ask me? I hope it's not something that will push us backward into our past, like, in regard to something, Anyway, but Nathan wanted to learn how to drive, and he thought of Lucas. And I'm a little bit surprised at that because there are other men in Hope Valley. But to me, I'm guessing, like, okay, is it because Nathan trusts Elizabeth? And that since he trusts her, he trusts her trust in Lucas.
A car?
No, a team of horses. Yes, a car.
Uh-huh.
Headquarters sent a directive that we have to learn, and I don't want to let Bill know that I've given in.
Well, what about me?
What about you?
I could teach you.
Oh,
You're not afraid, are you?
I'm not afraid.
Women, can drive, right? Like, Fiona learned how to drive. So I'm just like, okay, he assumed right off the bat a man, right? But actually, Elizabeth can drive. And I'm like, wait, she can drive? Wait, is this the first time that we hear Elizabeth knowing how to drive? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was just like, woo, girl, like, you can do, like, a lot of things.
My father taught me years ago, and I have a spotless driving record.
Yeah, why not?
You just tell me when.
Okay. Thanks.
Elizabeth was willing to help Nathan, and Nathan accepted, and it's just out of their love and respect for one another, in their friendship, and again, like, they have a special bond over some things, and they already have that trust between the two, and Nathan really trusts Elizabeth.
It's impractical, not to mention ridiculous. Can you imagine me and you making rounds, riding around in a car? That's what I thought. Whoa! She got him in a hurry.
Who is this mystery person? One question though, like, how did Lucas, Mr. Smith, Fiona, and Hickam, like, did not hear anything coming around behind them? Little Jack, like, witnessing, like, a very grown-up, thing that is happening in front of his eyes, and he's just like, he's 3, right? How old is he? 3 years old? Yeah, just like the most random, moment, opportunity for a toddler to witness. But wow, what a dramatic entrance for this new character, this new mystery person in Hope Valley. We would definitely find out who she is.
Constable?
Yes?
I'm sorry, girl. Like, Nathan is a Mountie. He knows what's up. He knows something is up. Again, what a dramatic entrance for this new character. I'm so excited about this new character, and I think she's gonna bring some spice to the show with her own storyline. And Nathan, he is already intrigued by her. I'm like, I can see that.